You exit slowly out of another cavern into a wide, almost cathedral-like cove that is, most surprisingly of all, drenched with sunlight that streams down from a hole far up in the dome above you. The floor is dotted with pockets of sand and also rocks that descend into rather unfathomable depths, if I have to be completely honest. Um,
Mhm.
there's some greenery that's growing
Weird.
here as well, taking advantage of the natural sunlight. But
All right.
this is definitely something.
Where the hell are we?
I don't know. I didn't. I mean, how far have we gone?
It didn't take us that far to get here, so we can't be that far, right?
Right? I mean, we must be somewhere in the reefs nearby. There must be another, like, kind of like looks around. Are we just sort of encapsulated in, like, what looks like stone, I guess?
I mean,
Does that look
essentially,
like?
yeah, when you look around, it seems to be a cavern. It's just that there is, like, a hole in it from the top. I can begin to actually reveal stuff as well as you guys.
So we probably look like,
It's not revealed.
you know, from sea, it would probably just look like a turtle shell type thing, just poking up out of the water. Probably nowhere
Pretty
near
freaking weird.
the dock. Let's stick together. Somewhere like this, who knows what's... Just let V lead the way. Now that we can see.
V's just running around having fun
Yeah.
exploring.
I was gonna go explore the other direction, and I went, nah. I think I'll just follow this time. I'll just stick with V.
Yeah, fair enough. You run down onto a lower portion of this, and yeah, you just run through what is essentially surf. Your feet splashing freely. It looks like there's deeper and less deep areas all over here,
This is weird.
but it's kind of cool. But yeah,
It's like tiny little... Wow.
I
Tries
guess
to like jump.
go ahead and roll me in athletics.
Just slip and smash my head open on the rock.
Yep, that's what I'm going
Probably. Here we go.
for. Shroop! You do slip. You go splashing into the, like, 1 foot of water
Son of a
that's over
bitch.
here.
No.
No, V, you got wet.
My
Oh
shirt.
no, what are you gonna do?
Complain about it.
Yep.
I mean, now
Yeah.
my shirt's wet. Now everything's all wet. This sucks. Nice.
Yeah, Milo
Eat
also.
shit, Milo.
Lou like unbalances you and you drop down into the water. It's a little bit deeper here. Oh, and there goes
Everyone
Earth,
eats
of course.
shit.
Everybody eats shit.
Hell yeah.
You all go down into the water. Granted, it's actually, no, you know what? It's cold. It's cold. This is a cavern. This is not.
Yep. It gets some sunlight, but not enough to heat it, probably.
Yeah. It's
Gross.
not
Yuck.
as cold as it could have been, but yeah, Milo, you're definitely like up to your waist in water now, and you're like, ooh. And
Whoa, that's chilly.
you look down and you see that essentially over down here, as you're kind of looking across, this is just completely out of view. Like, it drops down and it goes down and continues to go down.
That's deep. That is very, very deep. That is...
I mean, at least it's water, so you don't, just fall off a cliff.
I mean, it's true. That is very true. But it also means that we can never know what is down there. Ever.
Not with that attitude.
Never.
Ever, he says.
No.
Alright. You guys come out to it. That's not reveal. Hold on. The endless
Grass and shit in
That's
here.
also not reveal. God damn it.
Also not revealed.
This place is so weird.
beginning to think V's way of saying cool is just to say weird.
I mean,
Yes.
that makes sense.
You're on a little island in the middle here. This place is probably where the most sunlight comes in. So it has actually a couple of trees and stuff, and it looks like they've been thriving on the amount of sunlight that they do have.
So if we look up, are we still like underground, or are we? Is it open sky above us?
It's open sky above you. There is sunlight streaming down from that hole. Now, granted, the hole is approximately like 80 feet up above you.
Oh.
But you think that you're at sea level here. You think that there are these, like, very, very deep parts of the cavern lead back out into the ocean. And this is, like, level with.
It'd be like if this rock here had a big hole in the middle of it and was hollow. You wouldn't be able to
And
get...
we're in the rock.
We're in the rock. You wouldn't be able to get into the rock from the outside if you were coming at it from like a boat. If all the sand was water, you wouldn't be able to get to it from the outside. But through the underground passage from that little island, you can get
Right.
here.
Do you think that the ocean, like around on the outside of the rock, is like up higher, or is it like the same level as the water in here?
I think it's got to be the same level as the water in here. I think that's just how physics works.
Yep.
I mean, kind of. It could like be higher and just not go in the top part if like this isn't open technically to the rest of the ocean. But if it's
Maybe,
connected to the rest of the ocean, then they would equalize, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably connected. It's really freaking cool. You know, it probably, looking at the way that the top of the dome was created, it could have been a volcano at some point, like thousands and
Like this
thousands
part?
of years ago. Yeah.
Wouldn't it just be like full of volcano rock stuff then?
What do you think's under all the sand that's washed in here from the ocean over millions of years? I'm talking like before man, before Pokemon, before anybody. Long time ago. I don't know. It's kind
Like-
of cool to conceptualize.
What if it was a volcano and then do you think it like erupted? But if it did erupt, then wouldn't the whole thing be full of like just solid rock?
I mean, maybe it like
So
erupted
maybe it's, like-
and then it...
Not erupted? Do you think it might still erupt? Can you erupt a volcano magma like from underwater?
Yeah, there's underwater volcanoes.
That's weird. Do they have
magma vents.
magma?
They,
Wouldn't it
yeah.
just harden because it's cold?
It creates enough heat, I think, to kind of... Man, I should have paid more attention in science class. It creates
Well, you paid more
heat
attention
from,
than I did.
you know, the mantle of the core of the planet that there's no cooling that heat, and that heat just gets released into the icy waters around it. I think there are even some Pokemon. That's why I didn't say it.
Quick, Milo, what's the planet's name? Quick.
I said the core of the planet.
The planet, yes. Yep.
But anyway, Earthmon. Earth 2.0. What was the other one?
Terra.
Mundus.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Mhm.
Is that what it is?
Mundus? I don't remember.
I actually don't know if there is even a name
Poke-Earth.
for it.
I don't think so.
Poke
Well,
Earth.
yeah.
But I know
Poke-Earth,
Mundus was
Poke-Earth.
like a mythological mirror of Earth, and this world was supposed to be a mirror of Earth. But anyway,
Wait, so if it's like super hot, then wouldn't it just boil the water?
it does. But then because it's so far underwater, I mean,
Then
like
all of the water would boil.
it cools it down. Some of the heat gets transferred out into it, but there's so much cold water against this tiny little vent that it's just like an interaction point of hot and cold that's just constantly angry at itself. But everything around it is still hot on one side and cold on the other, except for right there where it's just kind of like, I don't know if I'm hot or cold, so I'm just going to be boiling. Does that make sense?
Thermodynamics with
Wouldn't it-
Milo.
I'm just gonna be boiling.
Which side wins? Eventually, one side wins, right?
I think if you think about it in the longest terms possible, eventually the cold will win because the planet's core will go cold and then it won't be able to fight with the oceans, but by that point the oceans will probably be gone. So I don't know.
So, no
Long
one
story
wins.
short, long story short, yes, volcano could be an ocean.
Yes. We could be standing on a volcano right now and it could erupt while we're having this philosophical conversation.
Are we gonna die?
I mean,
Well,
Right
yeah,
now?
we're all gonna die.
But no, right now. Right this minute.
I hope not.
Yeah, I don't want to die out here.
Right? They would never find us. Ever.
Like Milo said, none of us have even touched a boob.
I mean,
speak
you've
for
all
yourself.
probably touched a boob
I
at one
thought-
point in your life when
it
you were
doesn't
a child.
count when you're... Yeah, that doesn't count.
I don't know, kids. Speak for yourself.
Not to a 14-year-old.
Listen, I don't. Your Gardevoir doesn't count.
Hey, I didn't touch my guard. I didn't touch her. She doesn't even have boobs.
Well, this
I just
conversation
thought
is
that was inner monologue.
wonderful.
That was so supposed to be inner monologue. No,
Nope, you said it out loud.
apparently.
I mean, you're all 14. That's gonna happen
Yeah.
one way or another. Everybody roll me a perception check just for funsies.
Oh god, we're gonna die.
We're gonna die. The earth rumbles. The planet shakes
No.
beneath our feet. I'm rolling
Nobody
so
notices
well
except
tonight.
for Kid.
Wow. That's incredible.
V's really hung up on Gardevoir boobs now, and Milo's trying to talk
I'm
him
not
down.
talking. He's just like yelling at you. He's just like, I'm not talking about Gardevoir boobs.
All right. I guess, Kid, I will give you a choice. Are you looking more for Pokemon? Are you looking more for cool shit? Or are you just looking around the cavern in general? That was a really good perception roll, but I just want to know what you're focusing on.
The problem is, Kid is always looking for Pokemon. He just loves Pokemon.
That's fair.
It-
That's fair.
I feel
we
like
need
the other
more?
two
No,
would be
but are we
more
gonna-
useful, but Kid's probably just looking out for Pokemon.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Kid, you are looking around kind of this little island that you're on, and you're like, wow, that's some cool rocks. And then you notice that one of the rocks is moving. It's just kind of skittering across the ground at intervals.
We're just sitting here yelling, and it's like, oh god, I'm out of here.
We're gonna get back to Cinnabar and have to send like 4 Pokemon.
Where's the
Probably.
movement at? Where
I
is
would
it?
say it's around here. And just this cluster of rocks that you thought was just a rock, but one of the smaller rocks just picks itself up and is like, fuck this, I'm out.
You guys are loud. Bye.
Bye.
Is he? Would you say
When it
he-
starts moving, can I follow it? Just see what it's doing?
Yep. You follow the little rock as it skitters into the grass. What are you doing, Milo?
No. I'm probably still having a conversation with.
About boobs.
I was
Yep.
just gonna
Still-
say.
Still
Would you
yelling
say
at
it's
Kid.
scuttling away?
It is scuttling away towards this area, towards the grass that's growing here, towards like one of the bases of the trees. But as you go ahead and follow it, you see it stop, fall still, and then very slowly you see 2 black beady eyes peek around at you, Kid.
They're just kind of crouched down near it.
It's a very small Pokemon, but it turns around and it looks back at you.
What's up, little dude? Or dudette, I guess. Are you skittish? Are you afraid? He's trying to calmly talk so he's not worrying it or anything, but
Just kind of glances at you, curiously continues to watch, for lack of a better term.
He'll he'll sit down so that he's closer to his level. Obviously, he's not going to be able to get hermit crab sized, but trying to not be threatening. He just kind of trying to get it to come closer instead of running away.
Okay. Do you have anything that you are luring it in with, or are you just trying to, like, make a little cat scratchy?
Yeah, basically just
Pet
like
the
gently
curb.
patting the ground. Like, hey, come here, look at this, check this out.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check, as always.
Gonna work.
Roll to pet the crab.
The crab slowly looks at you and then slowly retracts back into its little rock, and the rock kind of tips back and it falls and falls very still again.
He's like, oh, okay, all right, I get it. I know what you want, and I bought several of those jams. He'll just crack open one of those and kind of tip the jar towards it just to see if it can smell it and if that interests it.
Okay. Roll me another persuasion check with advantage. This is just an endless.
He just loves Pokemon. He's not like, I'm gonna be honest. He's not really gonna be trying to catch 90% of the things we find. He just loves interacting with Pokemon.
No, absolutely. Yeah, you tip the thing towards it, and it seems pretty interested, but it takes a while. So, I will leave you with your little Dwebble. And as it slowly inches across, it takes a while because it's curious, but it's still a little bit distrustful. What are Milo and V doing after they're done finishing talking about?
Gardevoir boobs.
After Kid stops responding, he just turns to Milo, just didn't touch her
Seriously?
boobs.
No, I know that. I know. I'm aware. I really thought that was in a monologue. I'm sorry.
I don't know. You're the one who started talking about boobs.
That was definitely supposed to be in my inside voice, not my outside voice.
Oh, Milo wants to touch boobies.
I mean,
Milo's not ashamed. Milo's like, yeah, I'm gonna touch a boob.
like, of course, but
They're not all that.
Respectfully.
respectfully, exactly. That's exactly the word I was looking for.
Are we skipping over rocks? You gotta roll me another
Yes.
athletics.
Yeah, he's jumping. He's basically running away from
Running
this
away from the
conversation.
conversation.
It's his go-to.
Get back here. Why is everybody leaving?
V, you watch as Milo kind of, the sweat drop that they get in animes. He has one of those, and he suddenly goes, oh, and falls back into water again.
I mean,
Guess
it's
we gotta
fine.
go swimming.
Yeah, I'm just as
Alright.
fast in here as I am on the rocks, so it's fine. He just
Fine.
swims away.
Well, if you're leaving me too, then I'm gonna go look in this tree. What's in this tree?
Go ahead and roll
Give me
me
1 second.
go ahead and roll me I don't know, athletics check to climb it. It's gonna be a very low roll because it's not a high tree by any means.
What am I rolling again? Sorry.
Athletics. Sorry.
Athletics. 15.
Okay, yeah.
Not bad.
You
not
you
bad,
get
not
into
bad.
Oh
the
yeah, get up that tree.
yeah you get up that tree without a problem. It is relatively low. All you have to do is grab some branches at the bottom and pull yourself up, and you see that there's some red berries being dotted in its canopy. You can pick up 5 cherry berries.
He kind of like picks them, and then through the boughs, can he see Kid like talking with the little tiny crab?
Yep.
He's gonna like take one and kind of throw it at Kid.
Roll me a strength check, just like throwing anything else.
That is
Kid-
true.
Kid, what's
My
your
first
AC?
decent roll. Should beat it.
I think
Mine's
Kid's
only 13.
AC is I don't think Kid's AC
14?
is.
Or 12.
Depends on what
14.
his
No, yeah, it meets it.
Jackson.
Meets it, beats it. So, kid,
Hell yeah.
as you are sitting on the ground and trying to lure in this little dwebble, something very light, let's be honest, goes bonk off of your hat.
Dink.
I think,
Did we
Kid,
lose
you're
I think we
either-
might have lost him.
We might have lost.
No.
We lost Kid. No.
Oh, no.
Well, when he gets
Discord
back
being
to
dumb
us,
again.
and Discord's probably being dumb again. While we're there, Milo, since you're getting relatively closer, roll me another perception check, please.
Alrighty. Yeah, he's just gonna swim off in a thiswardly direction.
Okay.
He's cold, but he's also full of constitution and trying to get away from an embarrassing conversation.
Okay.
And he has a Pokemon on his back.
Okay. Yeah, you're just swimming around. There's another relatively dark thing here. I would say even with a 12 perception, you look down into this deep cavern and it scares you on like a base human level.
Yeah, he kind of skirts around it just on a, like, it's no more dangerous there than here, but his monkey brain doesn't know that.
Yep. Oh, crap. Okay. Yeah, I would say with the 12, you don't really see it. There's just a weird like instinct in you that's like, maybe no, maybe don't swim over an open.
What's worse gonna happen?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the
What
worst thing
if you
that can happen?
find? Imagine if you find the Megalodon equivalent of a Sharpedo down there, dude.
No, I don't want to imagine that. I don't want to be. I don't want to be haunted by those nightmares. I want to be able to swim. I love swimming.
Yeah, for sure, Milo. There's nothing down there.
It's
Come
fine.
deeper into the darkness of
Perfectly.
of the water, Milo.
No.
Perfectly fine.
But yeah, kid, as you're sitting and feeding the dwebble, a cherry berry suddenly bonks you gently on the head as V throws it.
There's berries growing up. This place is crazy in like the coolest way possible, huh?
Apparently.
Are there
What?
more up there?
I found like 5 of them. Yeah.
Hell,
You want
yeah.
some? I keep finding a lot of berries and I don't know what to do with this shit.
You pick a worst case scenario, we could sell them to Barry.
Let's be honest, are we ever gonna go back to Barry?
Oh.
We'll see Barry again.
Oh. Wow.
I mean, if he moves his enterprise to like a city or something and not in the middle of the ocean.
Well, even if we don't go back to Barry, I can tell you firsthand, and you've seen it happen, that berries are a very good way to get a Pokemon's trust, huh? Because look at this little dude. They're just eating out of this jar right now. I bet you they would love that berry you just threw.
It's pretty weird. So like if you just try to give it to them and maybe they won't be angry.
Yeah, you just gotta get on their good side.
I mean, those Wingles were pretty fucking angry when we tried to like feed them.
Yeah, but Wingles are just born angry. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
We did kind of come at them like
All we did, I mean, all we did was fill
ready
up
for war.
bread. They're the ones who swarmed.
Yeah, but you and I both grabbed one out of the air each that I'm pretty sure probably didn't help. Like I know you
Well,
said
that was
yours out. I
after.
haven't even thrown the one I called out yet, and I bet you when Acacia gets it,
He's probably angry.
he's gonna be a little bit worked up. I feel like.
Oh no. Oh. No.
Here's an angry bird. Don't worry about why.
But yeah, I mean, you just gotta try to make friends, and if that doesn't work, we battle. You know, kind of.
Yeah,
That's what they do inherently.
I guess.
They like it. That's how they're supposed to be caught. That's how you assert dominance. You build that first foundation of trust by kicking their ass. It doesn't make sense, but that's how it works.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I would like somebody if they kicked my ass and then put me in a Pokeball.
I mean, that's just
Be like,
Pokemon.
wow, ow, rude.
Yeah, I think it kind of varies more species than species because some of them, their entire like societal norms are based on combat. So like it makes sense battling things like a Sneasel, for example.
Is that the one that has like blade arms?
Yeah, they're little. They live in mountains. They like the cold.
Weird.
They
That's
look
pretty
like they would be
Pokemon are
good to
fucking
hug,
weird.
but then they also are
No.
super sharp claws. So like looks can be deceiving.
I can't say that I've seen a picture of a Sneasel and said, man, I'd like to hug that.
Oh come on, they look adorable.
They're like rabid rabbits with knives for arms.
Kid, you look down and you see that in the time that you've been talking to V, more Dwebble have come out and
Oh
are
god,
now
they're
just
everywhere.
gathered around your jar, and all of them are doing, you know how crabs eat, where they take turns with their claws to like very gently
Mhm.
put things in their mouth? They're just doing that, like taking turns essentially.
Oh, hell yeah! Look, they're all polite. They're being friendly.
That's weird. You're surrounded by crabs.
It's better than the Wingles because they were getting aggressive. You know,
True.
it's got they're
Until
just, they're just hanging out.
maybe the
They're just
crabs.
living their best life.
They are until maybe they finish the food and they're still hungry. For children.
Why?
They're like pebble sized. Look at them.
I mean, sure, but if enough of them come, and they could probably take you.
I wonder how many Dwebble it would take before I got too tired to keep punching.
How many Dwebble
The
can a
only
child beat up?
Yeah.
the only way we could find out is if you try, and I don't know if you want to start punching crabs.
Nah, I like these little guys. All right.
Sit up in the tree, Google how many crabs can a 14-year-old take.
Do I know about like Crustle, like their evolution?
Roll me a Poke knowledge check. Roll me an Arcana.
12.
Oh yeah, I forgot, but I Pokedexed them also.
I'm sure you did.
Because-
You'd have to climb up off the tree, I'd say, because they're a little bit further away. But yeah,
Oh.
I would say you know that Dwebble evolved, but I don't think you know exactly a lot about Crustle as a Pokemon. But
Well, if I know they at least evolve, can I look around to see if there's any like whatever I would assume would be the evolution of a Dwebble would be?
A bigger rock.
a bigger rock, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an investigation, since you're kind of searching around on your
It's
own.
actually this one, and it just looks like a rock, but it's just a Pokemon.
Milo's sitting on the crustal.
Milo's sitting on the
Okay.
Crustle, yeah. You look around for a Crustle, and you presume that it just turns into a bigger rock because, I don't know, that makes sense. But it's yeah, you don't really find anything. You don't really find anything that appears to be a Crustle. And looking at the other Crustle that are around here, you get the sense that probably once they are large enough, they probably exit this cave. This seems to be more of like a safe place for tiny ones
Babies.
to,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a nursery essentially for them.
Yeah, exactly. Milo, while you're sitting there, I will do this without perception check. You spot something glinting deeper in the water of the edge, by the edge that you're sitting on.
How far into the water?
Go for it.
Pretty deep.
Like
Go
out
ahead and-
here?
Yeah, it's kind of like in here.
Okay. All right.
Do
Well,
it.
let me. I
You
need
know
to
you
do
want
some.
to.
Give me some. Give me a second. Let me use it.
The curiosity outweigh the self-preservation instinct.
35 times 2 is dashing. It's 10, 700 feet around.
Gonna do some mild algebra first.
Okay, I can traverse theoretically 3,500 feet before 500. Yeah, before running out of oxygen because I can hold my breath for 5 minutes. How far away does it? What was I rolling?
Roll me a well, wait, was it? Did
First,
I
I
tell you
need
to roll
that.
something?
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm glad
perception.
that was there. All right, and a perception. Okay. There's
Mm-hmm.
an 8. There you go. Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Keeping
don't
it
see
real.
anything anymore. Mm-hmm.
Well,
And
He's
just for
gonna.
funsies, Kid is busy. Kid is busy feeding Dwebble, but V, also roll me a perception check while you're there. We'll see what you notice. Okay. Milo, what are you doing?
He will continue to kind of look into the abyss. How deep is it right here, like on this shelf? I figure this is
Let's
probably
see.
like ankle. This is
So this
probably
is like ankle.
knee.
This is like, yeah, this is closer to waist probably.
Okay.
This is
This is-
probably about 15 to 20 feet under.
Okay. So he's
This-
treading water over here.
Yes, this is 30 feet under. Now the water is very clear, but that kind of makes it even more scary because
Yeah, 'cause
once the
it's-
light leaves,
It's just darkness, and it's kind of that like crazy darkness. All right, how deep is it over here?
here is probably about waist-ish.
He'll kind of swim over here with Lou, just so Lou doesn't have to tread water, because he's been doing that a lot today.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll send him up there, and he's just gonna kind of sit in the water and kind of just watch down there and keep his eyes on it. And if he sees something glint, he'll take his flashlight and he'll swim down there after it.
Roll
But
me
because
one
he has
last
his flashlight, and
perception check. Yeah,
it should
roll
work
me-
in the dark.
it
Yeah.
should, yeah.
Come on, see it. That's 16.
I'm going to whisper to you because this is going to be a lot more fun.
Oh, good. A lot more fun and definitely not awful.
Nope.
What's the worst that can happen?
Right? Nothing, I'm sure.
I was wishing I
Easy
had
peasy.
a Pokemon that could swim, but all I have is Krabby, and
I got Sheila. Do you want to borrow Sheila?
I don't know if she'd be able to really keep up with me.
No, you'd have to carry her.
Yeah.
But she's small. You got this. Fight it with your bare hands.
I'm still waiting for the message to come through. I don't know where it's coming from.
Space.
I'm whispering to you. All right.
Oh. 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 Oh.
It's fine.
Huh.
It's fine.
Can I roll an Arcana?
Yes, you can.
Come on. 21.
I will. Milo, you've heard tales of this Pokemon. It is local to Kanto. You're pretty sure that was a Gyarados.
That's what I thought I just
Yeah.
saw. Okay, yep, let's I'm gonna get
good.
out of the water. I'm just gonna go ahead
Milo has a sudden.
I thought it was treasure, and it is not treasure.
It is the opposite of treasure.
I mean, it could be treasure if we had some like electric Pokemon and a way to lure it up here and maybe out of the water. We could beat it up like we did the Gloom, but that's gonna eat us if we spend too much time in the water. So I'll just.
V, while you were watching Milo stare blankly into the water, your eyes caught something else actually that is over towards this way, towards the top of the the north side of the cavern. If we're looking from the map, you see a glint of, not a glint, I'm sorry, it's not glinting, you see something wooden, and you get up and you walk over and you see that although it was kind of hidden partially in the water, you now see that there's a structure, or at least at first you think it's a structure because you see wood peeking out from the water. And then you get a better angle of it, and you walk over to the edge of where you are, and you see that it is not a house. It's a ship.
Ooh, ghost ship. We talked about ghost ships.
We did talk about ghost ships.
He just kind of like runs over to the side of the tree and peeks around at his friends, just, psst, ghost ship!
What?
And then runs off again.
Ship? Did V just say ghost ship?
That's what it sounded like. Kid's gonna put the jar down for them so they can finish it off.
Okay.
He'll pat
Immediately
the
fall in the water
nearest
again.
one. Give it a quick pat, and then he'll get up and follow after.
I just saw how many Dwebbler around you.
Yeah, so many. So I was wondering, just like, how many crabs could a kid take? Who knows?
Yeah. Do we? Alright, should we? Okay.
He tries to jump for the rock and immediately falls in the water again,
Immediately
like
falls in the
face
water.
first.
You immediately get tangled up in seaweed because there's more seaweeds here.
Fuck! No! Help!
I have
Drowning.
found that it's just
Dying.
easier to give in, and Milo will take the path of. I guess he'll climb
Into
over
the
that
drowning?
rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Oh.
just
I
swim.
gotta try.
I can't. I'm stuck in seaweed and I'm going to die now. This is my fate. I'm going to drown.
It's like knee deep.
He just like
V.
lays back down in the ground.
Okay, well if you put your head underwater, then you're gonna drown. Yeah.
Dying.
Yeah, I would say Kid actually manages to make it across. You just hop on over, and you make it towards this ship. It looks... Actually, no. Everybody roll me a history check. I don't want to just give away information.
You know what's weird? I actually have proficiency in this because of Johtoing.
Ooh. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Damn, everybody
We all
rolled well
have
except
twos.
for Milo.
Except for Milo. He does not know.
He does not know. V, I don't know if you're good at history or if you're just good at estimating, but this
Probably.
is not a boat like the one that you came in here on. It's completely made of
Ghost
wood.
ship.
It looks rather old. This kind of ship has not been in commission on the seas for like at least 80 years, at least, if not longer. This is clearly here, something that was here, and I would say with a natural 20, just kind of talking between you and Kid, you come to the same conclusion that it was probably washed in here through the hole in the dome, because the hole in the dome is relatively big. It lets in a lot of sunlight, and it would definitely be large enough to let in a ship. It was probably washed in here by a storm that, you know, that raised the seas so much that it literally just threw this thing in here, because it's quite
Hell yeah.
smashed.
Ghost ship. He's like vibrating with excitement.
So, what are we waiting for? We gotta get in, right? We gotta see
Yeah.
what's inside.
I'm letting V take the lead on this one. He
As
seems the
soon as
most
you say
excited
that, he
about
just,
this.
like,
So
runs. Yeah. As soon as you say, "What are we waiting for?" he just like runs towards this little like hole in the side and like ducks in.
Okay. I will say it is mostly submerged. It is like you would have to go underwater in order to dive under there. Now, do you have a light source that you can use underwater, V? Otherwise, you're just going into a ghost ship with no light source, diving in. Which, I mean,
Well-
that is your choice, but...
I mean, he can put his phone in the baggie and try to use the flashlight
Milo
in the
will hand
bag.
you his flashlight and just be like, just don't lose it, okay? Because we might not be able to get another one for a while because we're poor.
Okay.
There, we are pretty poor.
I will certainly try.
All right. V, you put your flashlight in your teeth, and
Yep.
you dive down inside and open your eyes. The salt water stings your eyes quite a bit,
Ow.
but I would say the view is pretty cool. It is not, there's not a lot of space in here because a lot of it's collapsed, you know, for obvious reasons.
Mm.
But you see just a little bit of movement as some stray Pokemon kind of duck out of there as you emerge. But you see some very interesting structures inside here, essentially. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Go ship.
Okay. You think that you see something moving towards the back. But as soon as your eyes land upon it, now, granted, you cannot talk because you are underwater.
And have a flashlight in your mouth.
And have a flashlight in
True.
your mouth.
Okay.
But you do see something that doesn't appear to be moving the same way as anything else. It seems to move independently from the movement of the water around it. And it's a little darker, but as you sweep your flashlight towards it, it disappears, almost like sinking inside of the wall itself.
Ghost. He says in his head. Is like all of it is underwater?
Yeah, I would say all of it that you can access. There's a little bit poking out through the water, but it is like the deck and stuff, and it's pretty destroyed. The part that you're in right now that you access through swimming inside is pretty heavily submerged, yes.
All right, he will climb back out for a minute just to come back.
Okay.
And then
What'd you find?
takes ghosts, maybe. But everything's kind of like underwater, so I need to like put my rebreather on because that might be a problem.
Yeah, don't drown.
Yeah. But I saw like little things that I think were just Pokemon and they were just running away, but then I saw like a bigger thing and it was kind of like weird and dark, and then I put my flashlight over there and it disappeared. I think it's ghosts.
So ghosts?
Yes, ghosts.
Alright, well, I mean, do you want me to hold my breath and follow you holding the light? Do you want to try to hold the light in your hand while you're swimming? What do you want me to do? How can we help?
I mean, I want you guys to come with me so that if it is a ghost, like we can weaken it and try to catch it. I only have one Pokeball. So I only got like one shot, and that sucks.
Guess it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for us to go with you in case there's more than one, too, huh?
Yeah, hopefully not. Because I feel like a lot of ghosts would be bad.
Did it look like the entirety of everything you were seeing under there was underwater, or was there anywhere in there that we could breathe?
No, it kind of, I think it's all underwater except for like a little bit at the top, but not like anything to go look at.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna preemptively recall Oddish because I don't think she's gonna be able to operate underwater.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna pull Froakie out because she is fully capable on land or in water.
She is a water Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have anybody who could prove useful in the water. So if we're underwater, I can come with you, and I can have everybody on my belt, but Lou won't be able to hold his breath for as long as I can, and if we're gonna be underwater,
I mean, maybe we can like lure it or like chase it out here, and then we can fight outside.
Yeah. Do you guys want me to like? Maybe I could wait out here and
I
wait
guess
to see if it gets
if you,
spooked out. Here, can I climb on top of the ship? Like, how much
Uh,
of it is above the water?
Quite a bit of it, but most of it is like collapsed, so it's not like you can climb into the ship. It's more like you're just climbing on wreckage, essentially. But yeah, you
Yeah,
can go ahead and climb.
he wants to get on there in case whatever they spooked out, he just wants to have a better angle to see it from and to
Okay.
not have to be treading water anymore.
Okay.
So clamber up the broken wood planks of the wooden ship and just kind of sit dangling over the edge. I'll wait for you guys here because I can't do much in the water to fight.
Yeah,
right.
I'll wait at the door so that I can watch and kind of give Froki orders, but I'll have her back you up in the
Okay.
actual water, so you're not alone.
Right. Do you have any extra Pokeballs? And if I have to use them, I'll pay you back, or I'll give you some from my pack.
Yeah, here, you can take the one I brought with me. It's old, but it'll work.
Old. I mean, that would go with a ghost Pokemon really well.
It would.
Actually.
It actually would. So yeah, I'll throw my old Pokeball that I just found down to you because I have that in my type Pokeball. That's the only two I have.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if I use it, and I'll definitely like replace it if I have to, but
Yeah, no worries.
just so it's
Easy come,
not
easy
my
go.
only shot.
Yeah.
All right.
Good luck.
Okay. I guess. You won't really hear screaming much if something goes wrong in the water.
Yeah, and I have no way to alert
But-
you if it comes out here, so that's why I just wished you good luck, and we'll see each other in 5 minutes, one way or the other.
All right. Gives you like a half wave and puts the rebreather in and goes down, and I guess I'll just try to like hold the flashlight while I swim.
Okay. You go ahead and dive back in to this space. You see the sunlight streaming in through the water, and you look around again, seeking that same thing. Go ahead and roll me another perception check.
He just thinks like in his head, it's just I don't know if maybe you guys have like psychic power or ghosts, but I really want to be friends, so please.
Okay.
Perception.
You look around with the rebreather. You don't have to worry about, losing anything. Give me 1 second. I gotta kind of ask the dice what is gonna happen as well.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Consult the math rocks.
It is eerie in here. It is quite... Alright. It is quite strange to not have the amount of noise that you had out there. You can't rely on your hearing, your sight is not that good, and everything is gently swaying. And you feel just a little bit of fear run up your back. You begin to turn around, and you look behind you just automatically, because something just isn't right. And you hear a soft, like, conk, like something very heavy knocked against the piece of wood, but you don't see anything. And then you begin to feel like maybe you're not moving the way you're supposed to, and you look down, and there is something dark and sinuous beginning to wrap around your ankle.
Oh.
Oh no.
And immediately, I need you to make me a, let's see, strength saving throw. To try to yank around it.
Bye, guys.
No, don't die.
Uh-oh. You try to yank on your foot, but instead of yanking it back, you immediately take 8 damage.
Son of a bitch.
no.
And you begin to struggle. Now, I need Kid and V to make me perception saving throws, because you are right. You don't make any noise when you're underwater. Well, you do, but, like, you know, obviously very much not.
Say a perception.
Yep, perception from, I would say, Milo, you're really far away, but still. Okay.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
I finally got it.
You are both on, you know, you're both on it, essentially. You hear something splashing, and Kid, you standing right next to the mouth of this opening, immediately feel the water kind of push back as V begins to struggle in the water and is clearly splashing about. What are you doing?
I'm gonna look Froakie dead in the eye, and I'm gonna tell her, "Go back her boy up. You know how we fight."
Okay. All right, Froakie, at this point, we are going to go ahead and step away from this very calming music, and we're
Yeah.
actually going to roll initiative. It's gonna be fun. I promise this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Sure, it will.
Gonna be
We
great.
have no tokens to
I'm
to click.
excited.
No, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to very quickly. That is okay. That is okay. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Hey, all the 20s at
More
once.
natural 20. Gonna use it right now.
Right, apparently.
Yep. All right, so here's.
I'd rather you get them out now than tomorrow.
Hey,
Or
actually,
Sunday.
I'm-
I don't remember
it's
what
true.
day.
No,
I
we
think
have
we're playing
tomorrow
tomorrow.
is Tyranny and Strata Sunday.
This.
Yeah, we've
Now,
we've
the
shifted.
you're inside the ship. This is not to scale. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
Just to make sure that we have tokens here, because this is all very nebulous. I will say this. Froakie's right
Big
here.
Froakie,
Big
get 'em.
Froakie, yeah. Exactly. Now, I do need to do something else. Give me 1 second, please. Because there's a lot happening here that I need to probably put on my... If I put it on the GM layer, you won't be able to see it, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't think so, no.
Okay. Alright. Oh, that's wonky. That's super huge! Why? Okay. Please deal with me while I set everything up. What would you like on your headstone, V? How's that for a little...
Oh no! Don't say
Don't
that.
leave with that.
Yay, ghosts!
Why are the ghosts so angry?
I just wanted to be
yay,
free.
ghosts? That's what you want on your headstone? I'm sure
Was-
that won't
Sure,
be
why
a
not?
problem at all.
Pretty much his
Yeah.
final words. Yay, ghosts!
Yay, ghosts! Yay!
And we never saw him again.
I mean, I gotta teach you guys before I throw you at Cade that maybe going into dangerous situations all the
You
time
can't
at the
teach
drop
me.
of a hat.
Poke everything
Listen.
and get away with it.
Listen, that has been exactly what Pokemon has taught us for the
Yeah,
last
that's
20 years. It is to
Right?
do the exact opposite
Touch
of what the smart
everything.
move is. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so hold on. And turn.
And that through the power of friendship, we will prevail.
Alright, so let's see. Milo also has initiative. And
Get him a
perception.
nat 20.
Yeah.
Right.
What the hell, Milo?
I don't know. Like
He's really
there's nothing
looking
he
out
can
for
do.
his childhood friends, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just can feel that V is like, oh, fuck me. Alright, uh-oh.
Yep.
Danger.
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 I wonder if I put it on a separate thing. Sorry, I'm just having fun, that's all.
Don't.
Can't wait to see what ghost Pokemon it is.
Right? I'm so excited. I want to go so bad. I feel like I'm gonna fuck it up, though.
No, you'll be fine. Alright.
You're gonna get one of those ghost jellyfish things. The ones where it
Eh.
evolves has got the big ass mustache.
Gross.
Alright, and let's see. Milo had 22 initiative. Did I ever add... Sorry, give me one second. Alright, Milo, you're acting first. You're not in there, so you don't know what's happening, though. So what's your plan? What are you doing?
Alright, so with his 23 perception, what did he hear?
With his 23 perception, he heard the sound of something very heavy knock against a piece of wood further down below.
Okay.
It was, physically, it was on the bow, like, wait, what's the front of the ship called?
The bow.
The bow. It was kind of like underneath the bow. It was inside the ship. It was not outside. It was as if something was deep within the wreckage and moved suddenly and knocked itself against the wall. And then you heard, not splashing, but kind of splashing, because some of the water that V displaced by going, you know, began to slowly, yeah, get up to the
And
side.
he will look down at Lou, and he'll be like, alright boy, stay here. If anything comes out, use your feint, and then try to punch it. Okay? Got it. And then he'll take like 3 solid deep breaths, and he's just going to fall forward into the water, and he's going to swim down into the opening to try to get a look. Because he can hold his breath for 5 minutes.
That's fair.
But,
Do you
but
have
that's
a light?
about it.
Because
I do not have a light,
V.
but
Okay.
V has my light, and that's what I'm hoping to look for.
Okay, you see the light. You see less of V, and you don't see the situation because V still has the light. Well, did you take the light out of your mouth, V?
Yeah, he was holding it in because
his
he has
hand?
his rebreather in. He was holding it in
Oh, that's
his
right.
hands.
That's right. Yes. So you see the light kind of, I guess, swinging around erratically, essentially. And for a moment, you see that V has focused it downwards, and you see that there is indeed a long, dark tendril wrapped around his ankle.
Then, have I used my action yet?
I would say, well, yeah, what do
Because
you want
I've
to
given
do?
an order and I've kind
Yeah.
of fallen forward
Yeah,
to
you
use my
kind of
movement.
have, yeah.
Okay. Then he will wait here to act next turn and to be able to get to V. Am I within 30 feet or 35 feet? Will I be able to swim to him with just my movement next turn?
Yes, you would be able to next turn, yes.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Good. That's it.
Okay. Milo and Kid, as you are in there, Milo, you're looking down at your foot and trying to yank it over. Between the two of you, there is suddenly a rush of displaced water that goes from not the bow, the starboard? Wait.
The stern is the back.
The stern. So from the opposite place of where you actually heard, we're learning ship terms today.
Right?
Fjordy has apparently taught me nothing. But
Larboard and starboard, baby. It's
Yep.
coming back.
Larboard and starboard.
from the opposite side of where you heard the noise, which is kind of what confuses you, Milo, because you're not looking in that direction, there's suddenly a rush of water. It's invisible, but it rushes past you and rushes between you and V, and just kind of almost, you see this in the displacement of water and kind of goes into the wall. And immediately after that, I'm going to roll something on my side. Give me 1 sec. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Double checking to make sure that I...
Oh.
Yep, nothing happens. Okay, cool. Froki, what are you doing?
Just gonna swim in, and she was told to back V up. So, assuming that she can see V struggling with the light and that tendril, because you said V kind of pointed the light down there, she's just gonna do like normal and fire off a bubble at that.
Okay. At the tendril, go ahead and roll me an attack, please. Or 3 attacks, I guess, if it's bubble. Okay. Let me double check. 1 of those hits.
Oh, good.
Assuming it's the 23.
Yep.
Oh, it's big.
Okay. You aim, one of the bubbles hits the tendril because it is constantly swaying and Froki's having trouble targeting it. But it definitely takes some damage, which is good. It will help you on the next turn. However, I think you end up having to escape the grapple on V's turn, so give me 1 second. Okay. Give me 1 sec. Just...
officially has 30 turns before he starts to drown.
Oof. Okay. God, I'm rolling so well to hurt you guys today. I'm so sorry. V,
Can't take much more of that.
you feel yourself yanked further down, and you take another 7 points of damage.
Oh no.
It's not great.
Nope.
You're fine. It's okay. You'll be
V?
fine.
Sure.
What are you doing? You can roll to
Is
escape
it-
again. It will be at advantage because Froki has hurt the tendril. Or you
Okay,
can do something else.
Is it a free action to release a Pokemon to, like, fight?
Is it? I think it's... If you're switching, it is a free action, but if you're just releasing, I think it's an action. Am I right?
I mean,
no,
the
wait,
game.
is it bonus
No,
action?
the game mechanics actually require that you just always have a Pokemon available.
That's true. In which case, yeah, let's just do it a free action to release a Pokemon.
Okay, so he'll just release Sheila.
Okay.
It's like I
Yeah.
could try to I could try to get away, but I honestly, like, I have such shit strength. It's like, do I try to do something or do I try to get away? Because I could probably take about one more of those, maybe. And that's about it.
You?
WWVD. What would V do?
What did you do?
I mean, he'd probably just, yeah. He's gonna try to, like, reach down with a Pokeball and just try to, like, touch it to the tentacle.
Oh, you're just trying to catch it?
Yeah.
Well,
that
just-
solves everything
okay.
if it goes away.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing.
Net 20 and make it
Here's
really
the
hard.
thing. Here's the thing. I will have you roll right now. I will have you roll a Poke handling check for me. Not a Poke handling, sorry. Poke, like a Poke knowledge check for me for free.
Okay. So Arcana?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
18?
Okay. Here's the thing. You're not a dumb dude. You know that you just saw Froki basically, bubble blast this thing, and it dodged out of the way. You heard how big it was. Your brain is running the calculations. You don't think you can catch this.
Even with, like...
Even with a natural 20.
Okay.
Oh god.
Then, yeah, I'm gonna...
What is it?
I don't know. We're gonna try to run away then, even though I don't think I can break it.
I will just do it. I will just
strength.
do it because, like, you're a smart enough kid to know that you should not waste a Pokeball on this.
That's fair. Okay.
Strength
At least
save of
with
16.
advantage, it's not
That's
bad,
the
but
minimum.
it's
That's
not-
the minimum you needed. You
Okay.
managed
16.
to yank your foot out. You lose your. Are you wearing shoes?
No.
No, you're fine.
He's
Okay,
not wearing
then
any
that's
shoes.
fine. Then I guess Shelter's not doing anything. Sheila's just kind of.
I assume that was my action to break free, so she
Yeah, she will just.
would just kind of like get in close to me, but she can't
Okay.
really do anything.
That's fine. You kind of wrap your arm around her to keep yourself aloft, but you're
Yep.
looking pretty panicked. Milo, he's
Yep.
looking pretty panicked.
Not doing so hot.
He will, let's see, what can I do? I guess I could kick over to you, swim to you, kind of grab you, and then swim you back 20 feet. Because grappling you, I think I still have a faster movement speed at half speed than you do just
I
swimming.
think probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
that's,
don't
yeah,
have a
he'll
swim
kind of
speed,
just
so-
like hit the water, get down, duck into the hole while
Yeah.
still holding his breath, assess the situation, see V kind of pull himself away and gather up Sheila, and he'll just kick off of the side of the boat over to V, and then kind of just like wrap his arms around V's waist and then just start swimming back towards the exit as fast as we can go.
Okay. All right. As you do so, I'm going to do some rolling behind the scenes to see if something else can happen.
Nope.
Can't get away with it that easy, but I'm hoping maybe.
It's like, I'm down to fight it, just maybe not here where I am going to die.
Milo, as you're yanking V through, you are hearing, aside from just V's, like, he still has a rebreather, but you can kind of still make noise, and it's catching a lot of your attention. But you glance over towards the same side of the boat that you heard the clang from earlier, and you hear another clang, and then another softer clang. And just from the adrenaline and from the animal instincts that are now alive within you, you feel something stop moving. And what's Froki doing? Actually, you don't even have to do that. You see the tendril that just clutched. I'm sorry. I just realized that I do have actually a thing to demonstrate this without being weird and mysterious. You see the tendril that had reached out for V's leg, reaching out for it again, and then suddenly falling limp and just retracting slowly into the darkness.
Don't know.
What is
How I feel
Froki
about
doing?
that.
She's probably gonna hold tight where she's at, keep her head on a swivel, and just be ready to throw out another bubble at first sign of trouble.
Okay.
Since it looks like Milo's over there to help V, she's gonna be on like Overwatch type deal.
Okay. Alright, she's just on alert, so she's essentially readying an action.
Yep.
I have
Readying
to
the
do
bubble.
something. I have to do something. Give me 1 second, please. Sorry about that, guys. I'm running a lot of things behind the scene. I hope I get a chance to explain this before the video goes up, because you will...
Nah, we gotta leave questions
Yeah.
No, I want to know.
hanging. What is it?
No.
It has ghostly tentacle tendrils. But
I just wanted a ghost.
I just wanted to gaslight.
But now
Right.
we know it's strong, so if we knock it out, we might get another level on our boys, or our girls rather. And I have a ghost
Sure.
move.
It's true. I mean,
As
Luke
as
can
long as
punch
I'm not,
ghost Pokemon.
yeah, as long as I'm not in the line of fire, I'm good with that.
Okay. Oh jeez. Oh no! Shit. Okay. Don't worry about it. As Froki is on high
I
alert,
don't like when you
and
say that.
all of you guys are pulling... all of you guys, Milo is pulling V through it. The tendril has gone away, but suddenly you all hear another kong, 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 kong. And, you get the sense that something is still in there. V, what are you doing?
He just, like, panic response, grabs Milo and is just, like, holding on.
Okay, fair enough. Milo?
He's swimming to the exit, so full dash. We have 35 feet of movement between the two of us, so he's going for the exit and then straight up, and I think we should be able to surface.
You should be able to surface, yes.
Should be
So
20
give me-
feet from the exit
Yes,
at this point.
Indeedy. Give me 1 sec. I will put you back on the map that we have just left.
I don't know if we pass Froki as we're, like, as he's getting dragged out, but he'll try to, like, grab Froki too.
Okay. Would Froki like to come with, or is Froki just kind of hanging back to...
Froki will go, but she'll still hold that bubble. Like, she'll basically, you know how when a parent has a baby over the shoulder, they're kind of like poking their head up? Froki's doing that, just waiting to see
Mhm.
movement, and she's gonna fire a bubble at whatever.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to have to do another thing. God, I keep on having to roll this. Come on, come on. Yes. Wait. Oh, just barely. Okay. Oh boy. Oh no.
Why do you keep saying that?
I think they're rolling dice behind the scenes and they're not going well for us.
Well, they're not going well for something. Give me 1 sec.
Does it make me feel better?
Right. That something is probably us.
All right, worst case scenario, we bait that Gyarados to come up here and fuck up whatever this is, and while they're fighting, we run.
Okay, so here's what happens. Here's what happens. Oh man, this is cool. As soon as you're all out of it and you're splashing out of the water, essentially. Now here it's it's deep enough for you to stand in, but just barely. As you all gasp and V resurfaces and yanks their respirator out of their mouth, or their rebreather rather.
Yeah.
There is suddenly a terrifying screeching sound, and I need everybody to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
What about Lou? He's up on the boat.
He is within range.
Dang. Oh.
Mm.
How'd I do that?
I ain't scared.
I ain't scared of no
Hey,
ghosts.
me neither.
Okay. V,
I
you are
am.
pretty fucked up. You are like, oh,
Yep.
Okay.
As soon as we got out,
Lou,
he like
Lou.
spat out his rebreather and like grabbed Milo by the shirt and was like
I got you.
trying
buddy. Don't worry.
Okay.
and then
Wait,
something happens.
Wisdom
Can you roll
or
for Fro?
con?
It's a con saving throw. It's not a wisdom.
Oh. Okay. So then, let's see. Sorry, I thought I heard wisdom save.
Oh, Froki's also kind of fucked up.
Then that is actually a 21
Okay.
for me and a 10 for Lou.
Okay. And Shelter is also
Sheila
kind of
actually
fucked up.
has, yeah, she has a +3, so it would be 2 higher, but I assume
Okay.
that's still not great.
Yes. That is also not enough. Okay, so Sheila. Oh, Sheila's not in here, huh? Where's Sheila? Sheila.
But I also still have Sheila and Froki like cradled
Yep.
in one arm.
Okay. I'm just putting some dots on there. Don't mind me, just in case this
Yeah.
goes anywhere.
That's fine. I'm
Um.
sure.
As you all hear the sound and cover your ears, you instinctively see all of the Pokemon duck down, and their eyes are wide and open. They know something you don't. It is not comfortable. And almost immediately, as soon as that happens, you guys all, well, who's turned where? Milo, because you're standing over here and you're kind of facing this way, you see from this side of the ship, from deeper inside the wreckage, a puff, and you suddenly see something rocket out of there, like it is running for its fucking life, and it is no longer invisible. It looks to be essentially a gaseous cloud from what you can see. And you see suddenly
Yeah,
a
baby.
Ghastly rocket out through the wreckage of the ship. It looks scared as fuck. Actually, I need to roll for the Ghastly as well. Ghastly, where's your constitution?
He'll kind of like
My baby.
pet V and point.
Did not
Ghost!
save.
Ghost!
It is running. It is like just flying across the cavern. Probably this way, to be honest.
No, it's already gone.
It kind of has essentially escaped. We're out of initiative at this point. You hear for a little while more of that like weird screeching and more wood creaking, but whatever is in there inside that ship, it seems to be trapped.
Are you okay? Here, come on, let's get to shore. And he'll kind of like, without releasing V, swim over to this closer shore
Okay.
before putting both of us down.
Okay.
He'll have Lou come
Yeah,
over and
he just
Yeah.
He has a death grip on your shirt and is like shaking.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry. It's okay. You're safe.
All right.
And probably bleeding a lot.
Yeah, probably. As
Yeah, your
pull you
ankle's
out of the
pretty
water.
fucked up. Your ankle's pretty fucked up. I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
Okay.
leg is like shredded.
Yep.
All right. Do we have all everybody here? Got Sheila, got Froki, got Lou. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get you. And he'll kind of take his shirt, which has been like completely soaked at this point with all of the water, and he'll lay that down into the sand, and then he'll put V on the beach so that his ankle is on his shirt, and the sand isn't there, and then he'll get out. God, I don't know what all he brought. That's why he wanted to bring his bag.
I don't know how much
But
do you
it makes
have?
sense. I want to say he'd probably have like emergency supplies, bandages, and maybe like a gauze bandage wrap from the first aid kit in his jacket because he
Mhm.
brought all that, but it's all wet. So he'll use that as his best way to try to help bandage up V, mend that leg. What the heck was that?
Yeah, what
He
the
also,
hell made
like-
that noise?
He just shakes his head and like his teeth are like chattering like from the cold and pain. It's just like, I don't fucking know.
Okay. Well, let's not go into the scary ghost ship. I did see. I think it was a. Would I know what I saw?
I would say you've heard enough tales of Ghastly.
I
Again,
think
they're
it was
local.
a Ghastly. Kind of. It got out of there like a bat out of hell, like a Zubat out of hell.
He looks up at you like sadly from on the ground and like holds up your Pokeball.
I know. I mean, we can go look for it. It looked like it went off this way into the rocks. We could wait here.
You're
It's kind of why I
fast.
wanted to bring it up. No, you gotta catch it. Come on. Here.
I don't.
And he'll like hold you up. You can walk. Come on. Just don't put any weight on that one leg.
It makes walking hard.
I know. Just think like we're in a three-legged race. And you remember when we did that three-legged race for it's like 5th grade, I think, during the field day, and you just did nothing and let me do all the running with the shared leg?
That was terrible.
I
That
hated
thing-
every moment of it.
Just pretend we're there again, okay? You'll get through it just like you did that, and we'll see if we can go catch the Ghastly.
Okay. I will say, as you slowly head on over there, hobbling in your three-legged race, it's not hard to find because this is a
Little
closed
Ghastly.
cavern. It's dark over
protect
here
you.
because it's less, there's less sunlight that's streaming in here. There's a part here of this cavern that's a little bit more flooded. You see this Ghastly floating in the shade, and it seems to be pretty, like, not shaking, but yeah, Milo, I'm sorry, your flashlight is probably
Yeah.
gone.
Son of a bitch! It makes sense. That's fair. We still have
Yeah.
the one. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'm processed my anger. I'm through it.
You actually, you actually find this Ghastly floating slightly above the edge of the water, and it's odd as you peer into this little shaded part of the cavern. For a moment, your eyes almost play tricks on you, and for a moment, you see not the Ghastly, but you see a relatively small child dressed in an old-styled shirt, just a white shirt, that is just sitting in the puddle, shaking. And then as your feet scrape some of the sand aside, it looks up at you and suddenly dissolves back into the shape of the Ghastly.
All right, you got
He
this.
just
V.
kind of, he limps over and kind of just like collapses against the rock, like one hand out towards the Ghastly. Just like, wait, come back. We can protect you from whatever that is. He's just like holding one hand out, like draped over the rock, trying not to put any weight on his legs.
Roll me a persuasion check. Okay. Nobody else except V will probably see this. Well, yeah, because you're the one that's talking to it currently. But for just a moment, you see the ghastly shift in shape, and once again, you see that same child. Its mouth doesn't move, but you hear a voice just in the back of your head, V, just for a moment. It says instead back to you, "Protect you," and then fades away.
What do you mean, protect me?
The child shakes its head, dissolves again back into the ghastly shape, and the ghastly, like, kind of shakes itself. It doesn't have the grin that you associate with ghastly, like the, you know,
Sad yes.
the usual smiling facade. It looks almost sad and scared, and it continues to shake its weird gaseous form as if it's kind of saying no, no, and then sinks back, and you see it just sink through the floor of the cavern into the puddle and disappear.
Don't leave.
Oh. Come on. We came all this way, buddy.
Kind of crawls over to the edge and puts a hand in the water.
Milo's just supporting V through all of this. Just like every struggled step, he's just holding you up. Just
You put your hand into the water, and once again, there's this weird, almost psychic connection that you feel passing through you. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
would you like
Does
to
it seem does it seem like malicious, or
Less malicious, but
can he just
Fail
choose to
it?
fail it then?
okay.
Yeah.
You, Milo, as you're holding V up and V pushes his hand into the sand and into the water, you feel V slump and suddenly fall asleep. He almost falls face first into the water, but you catch him from, you know, face planting essentially. V, you feel not the calm embrace of sleep, but instead a rush of memories. You feel yourself clutching the side of a ship as it almost capsizes in a storm. You feel fear and terror, and you feel like everything around you is breaking. You feel yourself flying for a moment into what appears to be just the maw of nothingness, just darkness, and you feel yourself crashing and just in pain for the longest time. And then there's a bit more calmness, but there's also loneliness. But you know something inherently. You know that the anger that comes along with being stranded like this, you're not the only one that's left here. Your memories aren't the only ones. And you hear a consistent and very loud banging, metallic clanging, like knocks, over and over and over again of something trying to break free. And you know that this is essentially a spirit of something else that was left here. And all you can feel is this weird urge to keep it trapped. And then you wake up.
You okay?
Yeah.
Kind of
Just
knocked out there for a second. Is the pain that bad? Are you okay? Do we need to
No.
come back?
no, she did something. She's scared, lonely, and there's something in there.
In the ship?
Something that's trapped. and should stay that way. He just like looks out over the water and with his hand again and just, please come back. I want to be your friend.
Get you out of here.
You don't have to be lonely.
It takes a while. And you don't think it's gonna come back at first, but then it floats back up out of the water. And you see the same Ghastly looking back up at you. Still not smiling. Still very much unsure. But it's there.
Apprehensive Ghastly.
Do you want to protect me?
Blinks once at you. There's no answer.
Just please. We'll take you out here. We'll take you away.
I think you just gotta try
That
it.
thing's been stuck here this long. It won't get you. I promise.
You see it looking to the side, back towards where the ship is, and then at you, and then at Milo, and then a little further in, a kid who's, I'm presuming, kind of watching from afar.
Kids, no. Kids watching the ship to make sure
Okay.
nothing else comes out after them while they have their moment.
That's smart.
It's very smart.
Because Ghastly's hypnosis unfortunately failed. Or rather, it worked once and then woke up again. But yeah, after a while, the Ghastly looks away from where it knows the ship is just around the corner, looks back up at you. There's no change, but it seems to be considering.
He'll take the old Pokeball out that Milo gave him and just hold it carefully out in his other hand.
Okay.
Please, let me help you.
Go ahead and roll me a poke handling check. I'll say with advantage. Oh. Just barely. It looks at the Pokeball and it seems more confused. I will say you don't waste a Pokeball, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't go in. It kind of floats around, restlessly floats back, and it seems to be very indecisive. And then from afar, from inside the ship, you hear another loud clang, and the Ghastly immediately dissolves back into mist, just out of fear alone. You don't get the sense that it hates you, but you get the sense that
Please.
if you really want this thing, you're maybe gonna have to, take a little bit more time.
Here, why don't you stay here by the lake, this little pond where he's... And he'll kind of like set V down and get his foot like stretched out so that it can sit and heal. And he'll go back over towards Kid. Why don't you wait there? We'll keep an eye out, and let's just take an hour and rest up, because you look like you need to just sit before we make any trek back to the island.
Yeah.
We'll go.
I don't think getting back's gonna be real easy, but it's fine. We'll deal with that later.
Don't forget, real easy or not, we're gonna have to, because tide's not really gonna let us not go back.
Yeah. We'll get you out of here, V. We'll carry you if we have to, but you're not too heavy. Don't worry.
Okay.
He'll come out and kind of pick up Sheila and hold her while we help Kid keep an eye on the dang boat, because whatever that thing is, and we'll give V some privacy to see if they can endear
lays-
Ghastly to another attempt or two.
Lays down on the ground and puts the Pokeball kind of just in the sand right next to him, and just just keeps talking, just telling her that he wants to be friends and that we can take her away from here, that she doesn't have to be afraid anymore.
Okay.
We can find stronger friends and come back and kick whatever that thing's butt is. If it has a butt, I don't even know.
Well,
Kick its tentacle.
I feel like although we're not quite done here yet, I feel like this is a good point to end because we've been going for a while.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
Yeah. So we'll probably
And I
have
think
to leave it off here.
start up with maybe another ghastly attempt.
Yeah. Look, if the ghastly doesn't work out, there's enough dwebble down there for everyone to get a dwebble.
No. Fuck
Dwebble
this
for
one.
everyone.
Oh, the dwebble.
If we could just hit, what is it, 5 when we finally get 4 Pokemon?
Right.
Yes. Yep. Need level 5.
If we
And then
could
we can
hit
have
5, I
2
wouldn't
more
mind
levels.
getting the dwebble just because they're adorable. Crustle actually is pretty cool, but it's so hard to want to add Pokemon to the roster before we can use them.
Yeah.
I feel so bad
I
sending
mean, I'm
them back
sure
to the
they're
ranch to just
they're
hang out.
fine. They're having fun in Acacia's lab.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel it because I'm kind of the same way, but like a Ghastly, I definitely understand wanting to get a Ghastly into the team, or putting something on the back burner. I just haven't found what I'd want my 4th to be. If there was a sand shrew, if there were a sand shrew, maybe.
Don't worry. There's things. Well,
There are things.
Ding.
I will not. I'm gonna then end the episode here. Then.
All right.
So, yeah, next time we're gonna have to pick up with, I suppose, V trying to wait a little bit longer to get the Ghastly to trust him.
Talking to a spectral little girl and bleeding out on the sand.